Each of us as a human being should be secure that our basic health care needs will always be met. We should know that the health care resources in our country are allocated to those who need them, not driven by technology or financial interest. We ought to have a health care system where quality and compassion never get lost in business concerns or paperwork. And those with the greatest need ought to be able to count on their country to help them when they need it most. But reform will not be easy. Health care in the United States is a complicated intertwining of competing agendas and human needs. Please stay with us for the second half of our program as we examine the practical side of reforming our health care system and the role values might have in shaping a system that works.
I'm Eddie Robinson. I score points for the Chicago Bulls in the NBA. Away from the court, I score for the other NBA, the National Benevolent Association. The other NBA provides housing and care for older adults in
Edmond,
Enid, Spencer,
and Tulsa.
Our resident film critic, Sam Abachis, joins us now to review this thought-provoking film.
No. I'm a knight on a special quest, and I need help. Quest. I'm the janitor of God.
That's Jeff Bridges as Jack, a talk show celebrity, and Robin Williams as Perry, a homeless man with a very active imagination, in Terry Gilliam's 1991 film, The Fisher King. The film is about a radio talk show host with an unstable listener who kills a number of people in a restaurant due to Jack's misinterpreted advice. As a result of this tragedy, Jack quits his job, abandons his life of excess, and falls into an alcoholic stupor of self-hate and disgust. On the verge of suicide, he is rescued by Perry, but Perry's situation is directly connected to Jack's, for it was Perry's wife who was one of the people killed in the restaurant, leaving him in a state of despair and mental anguish. Jack eventually discovers this fact, and as a means of personal redemption, he arranges a date for him with a woman Perry has long been admiring from afar.
I'm in love with you. I'll come back in the morning and I'll call you if you let me.
One of the many themes in The Fisher King is the need we all have to be loved, and the difficulty expressing love for others. Jack and Perry are both in need of something only the other can provide, and it's this unusual circumstance that makes the story interesting, if not somewhat fairy tale-like. They are both in need of atonement, and this is conveyed through Jack's depression and despair and Perry's haunting visions and delusions of discovering a modern-day Holy Grail. The film has such an enchanting quality that it's hard to resist its many moments of bittersweet humor and unique visual style. Jeff Bridges and Robin Williams are both excellent in expressing the subtle and mysterious nature that their characters possess, and Mercedes Ruehl gives an Oscar-winning performance as a troubled, love-starved woman. Perry eventually falls into a catatonic state after being unable to mentally cope with his wife's death. Jack retrieves the modern-day Holy Grail in belief that it will help Perry accept her loss.
I had this dream, Jack. I was married.
They are children who, because of the traumas that they have experienced through abuse, they can't stay in the real world. They spend much of their time in a more dreamlike, frightening state.
Sometimes these children are so angry, they're so hurt, and they're in so much pain until it's difficult to really reach them.
They come from an abusive situation where the parents were verbally abusive towards them, physically abusive towards the child. When they come into this program and they get a sense of that is pretty much what's going to happen again, they really become very defensive. They build an invisible shield around themselves.
Kids that are, to most everybody, are very unlikable. Kids who have been treated so poorly that they make themselves unlikable. They don't feel good enough about themselves to allow themselves to get close, and so they keep adults away from them.
Many of our children are more comfortable in a situation where they know they're going to get hit because that's part of what life has been about. And so their behavior is very out of control.
They need an intense treatment program to help them succeed and be preparing themselves to re-enter society again. These are kids that truly cannot live outside the confines of a very intense program like we provide here.
It's the moment when the staff member puts their arm around you. It's the moments that count. We're called here to make this a better world. We can do that. It's not impossible. And we're told over and over again that it's science, that it's all of this other stuff, and yet when you get right down to the basics, it's the moments. And the person to whom we touch, somehow or another, their lives have transformed. Both of us are transformed because of that experience.
This is a sportsman form of racing. It's all for fun and a trophy at the end. Most of the men out here are affluent businessmen. They've made a little bit of money and can afford to go racing. I've had owners in the past that lose sight of this, how much time and effort people put into this, and that it is just for fun. TALK has a real good grasp on what this is about, fun. And it's a lot of fun when things go right, and when things don't go so right, he has a way of turning it around and making that fun too. He enjoys the racing, and he makes every person in this pit enjoy it a little bit more. If the car breaks, he gets them motivated, gets them into a positive attitude to get the car fixed and go racing, and he doesn't get upset about the car. He's definitely part of the team. He has a way of bringing us back and making us all smile and reminding us this is for fun, and we have a lot of fun with the man. He's a good team owner and a good driver.
I was going through some stuff, and my life wasn't quite going as planned, basically. And she knows exactly my type. She knows me, and as soon as she met Dee.
You've got one of the greatest treasures that Ginny and I have, and that's Victoria, our daughter. So we'd like to welcome you to our family, our country, and I think the 21st century is going to look pretty good for both of you. with that, welcome to our family.
When John got to where he needed a lift, the only lift that was offered to us that Medicaid would pay for had big feet on it and was just enormous. It wouldn't fit into any of our rooms, wouldn't go down our hallway. It wasn't usable in our house, and we had pretty much given up hope. And Medicaid waiver stepped in and helped us pay for this lift when Medicaid wouldn't. The lift has really changed John's life. It has allowed him to do things that bring a little bit of more normalcy to his life.
Introducing Mobility Lift Systems Reach Out Lift, the lifting solution designed and engineered in response to the unique demands of home health caregivers and institutions. In the next few minutes, we're going to tell you a bit about the unparalleled benefits of the Reach Out lifting system. It's the answer you've been looking for. Reach Out is an overhead lifting system that consists of a 2.5-inch square, height-adjustable pole and end-to-end connected upper and lower arms, whose combined reach is 4 feet. Reach Out's lower arm is designed to navigate through doorways.
Shoot him!
I can't.
Take the shot, Jerry!
I can't.
Take it!
I can't. Take the goddamn shot, Jerry.
on my own.